Good morning, lovely people. Marie Alessi here. Very unexpected. I am doing this live talk from my car this morning because my little one asked me to drive him to school. It's a completely different story. I could not resist. I wanted to be there for him when he asked for support. So I hope you don't mind me doing this live from my car. Today I have chosen the topic of breath, and it is such a significant moment actually to talk about this very topic, because little did I know when I first scheduled this talk that there would be more than one or more than the reasons that I had already scheduled to actually choose this topic. I want you all, before I get started, before I actually start talking about all the thoughts I wanted to share with you around the topic of breath, I want you to take a moment and notice what is going on in your heart, in your mind right now. Just maybe close your eyes with me for a moment, put your hands on your heart, and really tune in. What's going on right now? Is there busyness in your mind? Are there too many thoughts racing, or do you have a really quiet and peaceful moment? I want you to really honor what is going on in your life right now in this very moment. And then notice, hey Shalina, notice your breath, notice your heartbeat. And I want you to really tune in and see where your breath is at right now. Where's your heart right now? Is it present? Is it calm? Is it beating fast? Is your breath nice and deep, or is it quite shallow up here? I've noticed after a past, I found it really challenging to do deep breathing, to really breathe into my belly, into my heart in particular. And this is something I want to share with you today. It is an exercise that I'd really love for you and me to do together, for all of us watching this here, to really collectively breathe into our hearts. I'll get you there. You don't have to do this right now. But before we get really into this exercise, I wanted you to take a moment and think about the importance of breath. Breath is really everything to us. Breath is the one thing that we can control, in particular in a moment where everything else in our life feels out of control. And this is why I wanted to bring this topic to you, because when we deal with the topic of grief, with the topic of loss, we often get into a state of feeling helpless, of feeling completely out of control with everything that is going on in our lives right now. It is so important that we remind ourselves of the things that we can control, and breath is one of them. And it's really interesting, when I sat with the topic and when I chose the topic to bring this to you, to share this with you, I thought about how incredibly amazing our body is. When you think about all the things that need to function in our body to actually keep us alive, there's really not much that we control. But the one thing we can control is our breath. And with that, we can even control our heartbeat. We can calm our beating heart. We can slow our heartbeat down by controlling our breathing. And isn't that incredible? This is why breath work is so important in a time of healing, in a time of grief, in a time of dealing with really deep emotions. Because breath is the one thing that we can control. Breath is the one thing that can take us completely to different realms, even to different states of consciousness. And I want to mention here one gentleman that is renowned by the entire world for his breathing, for the breathing techniques that he has shared with the world, and that is Wim Hof. The one thing I did not know until about a year ago, till a friend of mine who actually does breath work mentioned it to me. So do you actually know how Wim Hof and why Wim Hof started his breathing techniques, his breath workshops? And I said no. And he sent me an email with a YouTube link, and I watched the entire story on Wim Hof and how he started. His wife has actually taken her own life. And his pain over that, being left behind with 4 children, and And with the fact that his wife has taken his own life, he experienced such intense pain. He felt completely out of control. He did not know how to cope. And this is what got him initially into the work of breath work, ice bath, because that was the one moment where he felt like his body was so incredibly, incredibly shocked that he started feeling things again. He started feeling things where he felt so numb before, that he really started to actively train these things, actively choose to do cold baths, jump into freezing lakes, breathe, like his breath came to life. He came to life with that. This is how powerful this is. And this is one thing I would like you to do with me right now. I want you to put both your hands on your heart. Put the left one at the bottom, the right one on top. Close your eyes and take one deep breath in and out with me. Breathing in. And out. See how calm everything gets with one deep breath. It's absolutely incredible. I always talk about the power of one deep breath. When you're feeling overwhelmed, when you feel stressed, when you feel out of control, when you feel like that the world is reeling around you, you can do that one tiny little exercise. It will give you the feeling that you are in control, because you are. You are in control of your breath. It is so powerful and it is so simple. I want to remind you of this one beautiful tool, this one deep breath in and out. And now I want you to do that again with me, but this time we do something different. This time, and I'll talk you through it before we do it together. This time when you do it, I want you to imagine that you breathe love into your heart. And when you do that, I want you to imagine that your heart fills up with this beautiful pink color, this warm, pink, warm light in your heart. Put your hands on your heart again, left at the bottom, right at the top. Close your eyes and do it with me. Take a deep breath in straight into your heart. Imagine it filling this beautiful pink light. And breathe out. It is so incredible. It is so peaceful when it happens. And I also want to share with you, and this is very, very raw and vulnerable for me. I really struggled with this breathing love into my heart, sitting in my heart. I felt like I did not have that connection anymore. It took me a lot of practicing, a lot of really focusing on my heart to make it simple again, to just drop into my heart, I remember I had a beautiful mentor, me here, that did this work with me even before Rob died. And due to childhood trauma, through sexual abuse in my childhood, I had cut off that connection to my heart. I felt it safer to guard my heart, to not be able to allow anything and anyone in, but that included myself. So I had to do a lot of work around that. I had to do a lot of healing, and most importantly, I decided that I wanted to heal. This is a key message here, everyone. Please, I want you to pay attention to this. I decided that I wanted to heal. Find that in your heart. And here's another thing. So many people who experience tremendous loss in their life cannot find that connection. They cannot find that will to live, the will to heal, the will to survive, and not just survive, but thrive, find happiness and love again in their lives. And I tell you why that is. I want you to pay close attention to this right now. It is because you have lost somebody in your life that is so close to you that you find it intensely painful because his or her life was so precious to you that when that life ended, that you could not find your way back to this. But here's a secret. It's not a secret, but I want to share this with you. Your life is just as precious. And by focusing on a life that has passed, a life that has ended, we so often forget to think about the importance of our own life. The importance why you are still here. And I just want you to trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. If you are still here watching this right now, there is a reason why you're here. And I'm more than happy to help you discover that. So if you are struggling with finding that reason, please reach out to me. Please send me a private message or go to my website and fill in the contact form. You can book a chat with me. You can email me. You can do whatever you want as long as you reach out to me if you need help with that. This is what I do. This is my piece of magic that I was sent here to share with the world. I help you find that connection. So before I finish that with something very personal, I want you to do this same exercise with me one more time. With that thought in your mind and in your heart. You already know how precious life is. Now I want you to apply that to your own life, that knowledge, that inner wisdom, that knowing how precious life is. Apply that to your heart right now and breathe it right into your heart with a whole lot of love with me right now. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Feel that love in your heart. See how peaceful that is. I was given a gift about 10 days ago, Friday week. I was given the gift of saying goodbye to my father-in-law. I never had this chance with my own dad. And I never had this chance with Rob. And when I knew that my father-in-law was dying, I sat in my bathtub and I was looking for the hidden gift in adversity, because this is what I do. I always look for the hidden gifts. There is always hidden gifts in every adversity. And all of a sudden it hit me. I realized the gift in this very adversity of knowing that my father-in-law was sent home to die with his family, because that was literally his dying wish. To die surrounded by love, surrounded by family and not in hospital. And we all gathered together and we all held him in love. There was so much love in the room when we all watched him take his final breath. See how precious your breath is. See how precious it is that you can control your breathing, and that you can be grateful for the breath that you have, that you can take. And often, in times of grief, it is so precious to recognize that we have one thing that we are in control of. And that is your breathing. And there is so much more than that. I'm sending you so much love straight from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for watching this. And thank you for accepting me doing this in the car right here with you. And thank you for breathing with me. Have a beautiful day. This is Marie. Bye for now.